And just like that, IPL 2022 has seen 19 matches whiz by. We're going to be previewing the 20th one today with Russel Arnold. I'm talking about RR against LSG. And as always, we have Russel Arnold joining us in this match preview from the comfort of his house in Sydney. How are you, Russ? Plenty of coffee and hot chocolate, I'm presuming, over the last couple of weeks.
Oh yes, and enjoying it as well. But I got only the one problem. This LSG, when you go LS, makes me think of Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan. But we're talking of the Lucknow Super Giants. Yeah.
Just a little bit of chuckles to get the show underway then. But we won't start with LSG, we'll start with RR. Because look, they've just been dominant with the bat, and it makes me think about a few questions. The fact that, look, they've hit the most sixes, they've lost the least wickets, they have the least batting depth, some people think. Is it all down to Jos Buttler playing two roles beautifully, the anchor and the aggressor? Agree or disagree, Russ?
Well, he's the X factor there. And having him at the top of the order, it works because he scores quickly. And as long as he's in the middle, the bowlers are under pressure. The opposition will be thinking all the time because this guy can turn it around at any stage. He could be asleep for the first 15 overs and then still put his team into a strong position in that last 5. And something about him is he plays some weird shots, odd shots that you'll tend to wonder, no footwork, it's just hands. But he does spend a lot of time practicing these. And that's why he's so good at it. He's got the confidence to go out there and play those. And it's successful because he's practiced. A lot of others, newer players, just come in and they try things. They're going to need that middle order to start scoring runs. Sanju Samson, we all know who he is and what he can do. He's still not started performing to the best of his ability. Usually, he's very good at the top of the order, top of the tournament, the beginning of the tournament, and then tends to fade away. So this time, he's going the other way around, I think. So his quota of runs is still there, and if Jos Buttler can take them deep in the tournament, they'll be a lot better, I would feel. But for this team to be taken note of, to get those wins that they really need to make those final series, I reckon Jaiswal, Devdutt Padikkal need to start scoring big as well. Take the pressure off Jos Buttler. That way he'll enjoy a lot more. They'll be able to score a few more runs to be able to bat oppositions out. Because what we are seeing with the dew around, the 160s, 180s are very difficult to defend because your bowlers will be restricted. And hence, you've got to give them that cushion to defend and get you the win or to even set up a win. And hence, one man can't do it alone. I am with you in the fact that Jos Buttler is playing it perfectly at the moment, being the all-rounder.
Yeah, Jos is certainly bossing it. So quickly on Jos, to just finish up that chat, how do you kind of make a plan for him if you're the opposition skipper? Because he's just brilliant everywhere. I know there's no Mr. 360 this time in IPL 2022, but Jos Buttler's kind of taken that mantle away from him with a scoop straight down the ground, square to the wicket on both sides. How do you plan for him, Russ?
The good thing what RR have done is they got Jos Buttler and Ravichandran Ashwin in the same team. Yeah, so it's a good one for Jos Buttler. But yet, what opposition need to do is he's very difficult to contain because that attitude is such that English attitude of late. The team keep going all the time, and you back your skills. You have to put pressure on the others, and that's what other teams are doing. When they keep picking up those wickets, Jos Buttler will be contained because he's still human. He'll still start thinking. He'll still start feeling the pressure that he can't lose his wicket. Does he go now? Doesn't he go now? You've got to get those thoughts into his mind. That's when the pressure comes in. But a real weakness, it's hard to say, other than the usual one. Go with the new ball, go early, try and nick him off, top of off, and see if you can get that movement to work for you. But if you let him settle in, you're actually at the mercy of him and waiting for him to make a mistake.
Yeah, especially if he's in this ominous form. Now, one thing contributing to that is Rajasthan Royals generally play spin really well. In fact, they've been the best spin bashers, if you'd like to call them that, in IPL 2022. Best average, best strike rate, best balls per boundary. And it kind of gives you an interesting insight to this match. How will Lucknow Super Giants spinners counter this threat in the form of Ravi Bishnoi, or for that matter, Krunal Pandya and Krishna Gautam, you feel, Russ?
Well, Josh been batting deep, right? Now he plays
Yeah.
the sweep, the reverse sweep, and he's very, very good at it. So he's a big factor in the Rajasthan Royals controlling the spinners this tournament. Try and get him early. The rest of the batting will feel his absence in the middle because they are not amongst the runs. And confidence is a strange thing. That feeling puts you under pressure. So trying to nick Josh Buttler is the way forward for these spinners to really dominate. I also wouldn't expect the spinners to really boss the situation because of the conditions right now in the tournament, early in the tournament as yet. Hence, they will struggle a little bit. But yeah, get Buttler out and you'll be able to control this team a lot better because Hitmaier is kind of true to his name. A little bit hit and miss. He'll go hard at you and he'll always give you an opportunity. But Josh Buttler doesn't give you as many opportunities as a Hitmaier would do. And then hence that's the crucial wicket in controlling that strike rate and the numbers that you mentioned, Avanish.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, ponders another thought in my head. The fact that Rajasthan Royals generally have had 6 batters and 5 bowlers. And it comes down to that number 7 position. How do they kind of address that issue? Because Navdeep Saini hasn't been firing as their 5th bowler. The other 4 have been playing their parts too well. And of course, that batting depth has always been questionable. So would you bring in someone like Jimmy Neesham, for example, Russ?
Jimmy Neesham can hit the bat hard as well. So he gives you that option. And the Royals in the last game played with just the 3 overseas players. So they don't need to leave one of Buttler or Bolt or who's the other who's been Hitmaier, who's been scoring runs. They don't have to leave them out. So it's a direct swap and see who's been performing, who they can rely on. I would continue with Prasidh Krishna because he seems to be having a bit more. So Navdeep Saini, as you mentioned, looks like the option for them to make a change and see what they can do because they do have the 6 bowling options with Saini there. So you get a couple of overs from Neesham. I think that will solve their problem and give them a better balance. But Neesham's a good finisher too.
Yeah, because all the other matchups also are pretty interesting to watch. You think about Prasidh Krishna coming up, his Karnataka man in KL Rahul, so that's going to be a fascinating watch. Right, enough of me. Let's ask Russ his predictions right now, just to conclude this match preview. RR or LSG, because LSG have been really the good team, and RR2 have been looking really, really good this season. It's going to be a clash going down to the wire, you feel, Russ?
I would think so. I think teams are now starting to settle, starting to understand themselves. But lots of changes this season. And how about that? The more established teams are the ones at the bottom of the table struggling to get a win. But the newer ones, I mean, generally you think the Gujarat Titans or the Lucknow Super Giants will take some time to settle in. But they have been looking good. They have recruited well and they have options to shine. The LSG have more options that they can use as well to bolster their strong opening batting combination. I think Rahul and Quinton de Kock are the best in the tournament. Evan Lewis at 3, so they got Stoinis outside.
Yeah,
that's a great swap that they can have there if they want extra pace. Dushmantha Chamir available. Looking at the team, they are spoiled for options because he could come in for Andrew Tye or even Evan Lewis because Stoinis can bat at 3. He will bowl you 2-3 overs. And the bowlers that LSG have, they got 6 bowlers with the Tye who's not bowled his 4. He's not a leading bowler in that lineup either. So they can actually go out there, look at the conditions and have their pick. That's how well placed they are. Hence, I do feel they are looking good and looking strong. I'm backing them to get the better of RR.
Okay, 2 precious points like it always is in every IPL encounter. So let's see who grabs it. And let's see who, of course, gets Mr. Milestone right in this particular fixture. And Russel Arnold has this question for us.
Mr. Milestone, once again, the answer lies in this game that we are talking about. The question is, there's one player who's playing in this game who needs one game to get to 300 T20 games. Now that includes internationals as well, if he has played. So there you go. Go for it, and you can answer on our comments. Am I right, Avnish?
Absolutely, said like an absolute cheeky quiz master there, all the way from Sydney. But look, we appreciate your time, Russel Arnold. Thank you so much for joining us in this Super Sunday preview part 2. We'll see you, of course, post-match to review it all.